Yeah, I just want to open with just how pleased I was with the crowd tonight. My players and coaches really appreciated it. They were loud, they were engaged, they were into the game, and it clearly made a difference with our energy level. And I'm really appreciative and very thankful for their effort tonight.
Fran, Peyton just came out and it seemed like he was firing on all cylinders, and by way of that, your entire team was. So did you see it that way?
He was great. The thing that was impressive to me, when he gets cooking like that, teams adjust now in terms of how they're guarding. They started face guarding and they started holding them, and being physical with them, which is what anybody would do. That's what coaches do. You put one of your better, quicker guys, and so he just kept screening and moving and getting people open. And by virtue of how they were guarding him, other people were open. Patrick comes in, hits a three. Everybody's open because this guy's on fire. And he just bided his time. In the second half, when he got open, he hit some other big shots. But the other thing he did, 12 rebounds, he went to the offensive glass, which is really smart because they're face guarding him. So he's got inside position automatically, and he understands that. And that makes a difference in the game.
Kansas State cut it to 3 early in the second. You call it a timeout. Just what was the message?
It was pretty direct. The crux of it was this. In the first half, we really did a good job moving the ball, and we were in the bonus early. And in that portion of the game, we were quick shooting the ball. And in and of themselves, they weren't horrible shots. Like Josh had the elbow jumper, Tony had a drive. Somebody else shot one, I forget who it was, but nobody was on the glass. It's one pass shot, it's one ball screen, and somebody shoots. And that wasn't the game plan. We wanted them to stay on defense and get the ball moving side to side and drive and kick and shot fake and move it in and out. And that's what we did as the half went on. And it's hard sometimes because, as you guys know, I give my guys freedom. I don't tell Josh Dix, don't shoot an elbow jumper. He's usually money. But in that situation, don't shoot an elbow jumper. Tony, don't shoot a double clutch drive in that situation. They're hitting threes, they're getting to the rim, they're cooking, their energy level's high, the bench is into the game. We need longer possessions, and we need to get the ball in the basket or get a foul. Because if you know, in the second half, we didn't get to the bonus until late. And that's because of how we were quick shooting the ball early.
Coach, all season you guys have been a versatile offensive team. There's been multiple players that step up, and like tonight in the first half it was Peyton. Obviously he ended with 30, but the Kansas State coach, I'm not familiar with his name, but he came up and said that they made a point of emphasis in the second half to slow him down, and they did that a little bit, but Ben Crickey really stepped up, 21 of his 24 in the second half. Just kind of talk about how he was.
Yeah, Ben got off to a bad start, and that's why he's special. Then he got, I took him out, he calmed down. But the most impressive thing about him is he can always get 24. It's 11 rebounds. Earlier he was not rebounding, and I've challenged him, and he has made a concerted effort from that point forward. And, that's just maturity. That's what the really good players do. So we're really proud of him. He was great. Patrick was great in the first half. Lodgy with a big three. Owen gets in foul trouble. He was huge. And and then Josh got cooked a little bit later.
What can you say about the competitive spirit? Obviously, both of these teams wanted to play this game and enjoyed playing this game and really went at it.
Well, you look at their team, and they had a terrific season. 19 wins in a league that has 9 teams in. They beat Baylor, they beat Kansas, they beat Iowa State. Now they lost to those teams too, but they beat them, and they've got a lot of great wins. They've got an excellent coach. Jerome was a national coach of the year last year, so he knows what he's doing. He's been around, and got a lot of new guys that they had to put together, and they play together. They play hard, they play defense, they rebound. And you're right, I mean, both teams wanted to be here. Both teams competed, both teams played hard. And we're thrilled for the opportunity to play in such a prestigious event. We're very proud to continue to play.
Fran, you touched on Ben Kirky a little bit, but Owen got in foul trouble. I think when Kansas State was coming into the lead, Ben hits that big corner three, has that big offensive rebound. I mean, just from his confidence standpoint, Peyton's kind of made a point of emphasis for Ben to keep his head up, but for Ben to execute in the clutch like that. I mean, this is basically what you expected when you got on campus.
It is, and he's been great all year, but tonight he was really special. You're right, he was special in a number of different levels. Big buckets, big rebounds, a couple defensive stops. Somebody had to take the pressure off Peyton. When they were face guarding him, front screening him. Josh and Tony were driving the ball. You look at Owen and he made a couple mistakes. He had 4 turnovers, and we can be down on him, but he gets 10 and 6 in 18 minutes as a freshman against a really big, strong physical team. So I made the point to praise him, even though I was upset with him in a couple things because he was fiddling with the ball inside a little bit. They were coming on him. He'll have to learn with that. He'll get better.
Peyton indicated that, I guess, Josh got banged up in the Illinois game, played through against Ohio State. Just how is he doing physically right now?
Well, Josh and Tony both really didn't practice before the Ohio State game. Tony was a fluke. When he tried to dunk the ball in the Illinois game, he smashed his arm on the rim, and it swelled up. He couldn't even shoot the ball for 2 days. He couldn't dribble the ball the first day. The second day, he couldn't shoot. Josh's hip was bad. Shannon went to block the shot, fouled him, and he smashed his hip into the basket stanchion. But those two guys, they got after it in the training and were able to play against Ohio State. But they were better today physically, and that was important.
Will you know where you're playing at midnight next game?
We'll know where. We don't necessarily know which day. I mean, I think if we play here, it's Sunday. If we play in Utah, it'll be Saturday or Sunday. I know that.
Fran,
And it might not be, but I don't know. It was last I heard it was tied.
I apologize.
Sorry.
For Peyton, you talked about you were impressed and proud of him for going into screening in the first half when they really started face guarding him. I mean, how much of a product is that his just progression as a player? Because maybe early Peyton would have threw up a heat check, but I can't remember him taking a bad shot.
He took one heat check, and he has the green light to do that, especially when he was cooking the way he was in the first half. But he might have been hunting shots more when he was younger. But tonight he was a screener and he was a cutter and he was a rebounder. And he got some big rebounds when we needed him.
Is he at all in a different place over the last 5-6 games? I mean, as far as elevation of his game?
I just think he kept getting better, Mike. I mean, he was pretty good at the start of the year, pretty good all year, pretty consistent. I will say, to go along with your point, it's harder to continue to get better when teams are focusing their defense on stopping you. It makes it a lot harder. So from that standpoint, it is impressive.
Fran, to talk a little bit more about that hot start for you guys, I think Peyton and Ben both said they could kind of feel it between the guys in the locker room.
Well, no question. And what's funny, we missed some shots earlier. We could have had a bigger lead. We were getting stops and runouts, and we missed some easy ones. And but you're right. I mean, the energy level was there, the maturity was there, the focus and concentration was there, the respect for the other team was there, and that's what you have to have this time of year.